What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. So, great win for the boys. Coming back in that fourth quarter by beating the Indiana Pacers 114-113. Captain, 25.7 assists. Mikal Bridges, 22 points, 8 rebounds. I want to say it was a great game. No, it was a terrible game. Everybody looked like they were still hungover from the championship that they won. But the captain and his heroics, not a great game from him, but so what? With the dagger in that left corner, right corner, money puts the Knicks ahead 114-113, and OG Anunoby comes up with the steal on Siakam, and the Knicks escape Indianapolis with a victory. You gotta love this team, man. You gotta love this team. Listen, look, when Brunson said the other night, listen, we gotta find a way, whatever happens. Let's just get a win. I don't care. Let's just get a win. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Great game, man. Great game. Well, ugly game, ugly win. But hey, we'll take it. Knicks go to 19-7 on the year. 10 out of their last 11. Even though last game didn't count, they should be 20-7. But they're 19-7. They're winners of 10 out of their last 11 games. Should be 11 out of their last 12, but okay, whatever. Great win tonight, man. Great win. Nasty win, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Disc Rover, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rocking with LV Live. Gravity, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rocking with LV Live. Big Task, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rocking with LV Live. Big Task, your LV. Yo, of course, man. Yo. The captain's cold-blooded, man. Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded he is. But, hey, listen, look. The captain got the stats. Bridges got the stats, but TB, to me, the MVP of the game tonight was Tyler Kolek. Or shall I call him the new name, Tyler Chaos. Kolek Chaos is his name now. Kolek Chaos. Big time game for him, man. Big time game for him. 16 points and 11 dimes. He's been on a heater the last couple of games. Fabulous game for him, and he basically saved us today. He just did. His heroics coming off the bench saved this team. Fendi Sassi. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rocking with LV Live, man. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, Fendi. But I appreciate you coming through Rocking with me and my crew, man. Big time win for them boys. Nasty win. Nasty win. That's what I'm going to call it. It was a disgusting game. But they pulled it out with the captain's heroics, 114-113. But let me get back to it. Listen, Kolek Chaos. On fire today. He was the MVP. Listen, look. Brunson hit the heroic shot, but he wasn't great tonight. But the Kolek Chaos was. 16.7 for 10 from the field. Fabulous game from him. Awesome game. And guys, last 10 games, Kolek is averaging 4 points a game. Right, coming off the bench, 2.7 assists, 1.5 rebound. That's his last 10 games. But guys, when you really look at his production and what he's been doing, 16 tonight, 14 last game in the championship game, 5 assists that game. Then he had a great game coming off the bench against Orlando. 4 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, in only 16 minutes. His minutes are going up more and more. Against San Antonio, he played 20 minutes. Shot 55% from the field, 40% from 3. Against San Antonio, like I said, 14 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He played a big part in us winning the cup. Then tonight, 26 minutes. Shot 70% from the field, 50% from 3, 6 rebounds, 11 assists, 1 block, 1 steal, 16 points. Those are his stats last 3 games. This guy is a perfect representation, or very similar to what Deuce has always spoken about. These minutes matter. Now, prior to that, guys, look, prior to playing 16 minutes, he played 8 minutes against Toronto, 8 minutes against Orlando. Right? So last couple of games prior to him exploding like this, these last 3 games, he wasn't really playing a lot. But you got to be ready, man. You got to be ready. And that's why I broke down those stats from the last 3 games, because he's gotten more minutes each game and he's playing better with those minutes. So it's what you do in the times that you're out there. Don't think about playing or when you're going to play. When you do play, make the most of your opportunities. And that's what he's doing, man. Colic chaos. Fabulous game for him. And once again, helping the Knicks get a victory, man. He is the reason. Just like he was the reason on top of Clarkson. Clarkson had another great game again today. And Mitch in the championship game. But then again, him and Clarkson again today. 30 points for both of them, I believe. Wait. Let me make sure I got this correct. Because Kolick had 16. I think Clarkson had, 18 today. 18 off the bench. Fabulous game for them boys, man. Fabulous game for both him and Clarkson. But really him, man. This kid, this is what Clarkson does, right? He's got a reputation for this. We all understand that. But what this kid is doing, man, with the limited minutes and him just being ready and just taking full advantage of his opportunities, is fabulous, man. It's fabulous. And listen, guys, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Listen, I don't know, are we even looking, honestly, are we looking right now for a backup point guard? I don't think so. Are we even looking for another guard? I don't think so. I think he solidified everything to where, listen, there's no need. There's no need. And then also, too, why would we spend more money on a backup? We already got guards. We got enough guards, and we got a backup point guard now. He's solidifying himself as the backup point guard to Brunson. There's no reason to go use the money and go spend it on something else. Why not we use that Yabusele money and go make deals like I said about the City Bay deal? Why not do that? And if you really want to get cheaper, I've talked about it weeks ago. Let's go out there and go get Precious. Listen, I know Precious ain't the best, but he's better than Yabusele. You saw him tonight. Precious at least can give you some rebounds, block shots, plays great defense. That's all we need him to do. And he's very, very cheap. Listen, man, we gotta shop around what we got, man. We ain't really got much right now. We ain't got much in the pantry, right? The pockets is lit. It's lit in your pockets. So we gotta get what we can with that. So right now, to me, there's no need to look for a guard. Alvarado, sorry. Dante, I love you, but no. Too expensive. Let's go with what works. And why would we want to change and stop riding this kid? Pause. He's playing great. Let's use him. Let's continue to, boost up his confidence. I love 26 minutes tonight, but I like him anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes. Not 30 minutes, of course not, because, Deuce is going to be back. But I'm just saying, anywhere between like that, like 15, 20, because you need backup minutes for Brunson, and he could be the ball handler. Have Deuce out there with him, playing the off guard. You drafted this kid. Why not make it work with him? He's playing really well. I mean, we got to be happy what he's doing, man. We got to be really, really happy what he's doing. Let me go ahead and go in the chat. Eric Green, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. Eddie Kofi, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Vibes, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. So, I just, excuse me, look, it was very clear and very evident those guys did not have it. They did not have it. Listen, Brunson even mentioned it. I'm going to bring up his interview in a second. He even mentioned it. He played like hot garbage. He understands that. Brunson wasn't the best today. He wasn't. His stats were insane. He was 25 points, of course, 34 minutes, but he shot 10 for 23 from the field. 3 for 8 from 3. 7 rebounds, 7 assists, but he didn't, not a typical Brunson game. Under 50% from the field. Under 50% from 3. Right? So You know, they had the one play where he dribbled off his foot. You know, I was like, oh, Brunson, man. OG and Obi didn't look like he really had it. I mean, he had the big play at the end, but he just, guys, Bridges was okay. He shot 9 for 19. He had 4 for 9 from 3, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. The stats say something different, but when you're watching the game, you could tell, nah. He just didn't look like Bridges. He just didn't. And Brunson didn't look like Brunson. But it was the whole crew, it was the whole squad. Everybody came in and made the plays that needed to be made. So you got to be happy with that, man. You got to be happy with that. Can't complain. A win is a win, man. I don't care how we get it. Just get the win. That's it. But in these games, in every game that we've won now, you're starting to find little gems. And I think the biggest gem, the biggest steal is Tyler Kolek, man, and how well he's playing. I think that's the biggest steal here out of all this. Like, I just think that's all these games, and which I think has been great, the cup and stuff like that. Finding now the backup point guard and what Tyler Kolek's able to do has been beautiful, man. It's been beautiful. And you got to really identify that, man, how well he's been playing. You have to. We still don't have no Deuce. Still don't have no Shaman. So these wins are very, very important to give those guys time to rest. And then also, too, I think it was great that they were able to rest certain guys like Josh, like the Big Cat, like a guy like Mitch, right? Because it's a back-to-back games. Right? I think it's great for those guys to rest. Right? See, a guy like Brunson, he ready to go, man, because he felt like he had a couple of days off when he hurt his ankle. So, he ready to go all the time. That's just who he is. And Mikal Bridges the same way. Got to keep OG sharp too, right? Because he's just coming back from a hamstring, right? So all those guys, need to play, man. Of course, they didn't play great, but you got to win, man. So that's all that matters. And stuff like this, wins like this are great because it's like learning how to win when you aren't at your best. And those are the best wins because now you know how to dig deep. You know who to play. You know who's going to have it going. And it doesn't matter who it is. You guys come together as a team. And even though Brunson didn't have a big game, he's so good of a player, man. That's why, to me, he's first team All-NBA. He's so good of a player. It doesn't matter. Those guys, it just doesn't matter, man. When the ball's in his hands at the end of the game, are you concerned? No, you're not. And he doesn't matter. He's going to talk about it. I'm going to bring it up. He talked about, I missed the game win. I missed that same shot about 30 seconds ago. So he probably knew to himself as a player, I'm gonna take it right back here. Because he probably felt like, I kind of had this shot before, but I kind of saw where I missed it. I'm gonna do it again. And it's gonna be money. And Nembhard gave it to him again, which is, I don't know why they didn't double Brunson, but whatever. He took the same shot, bottom of the net. This is come on, man. He's too good of a player, man. I don't care how bad he played. That's what the great players do, man. The magic's in the work. The magic's in the work. Tony, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live, man. Big time win for them boys, 114 and 113. Big task. You got big task when the money's on the table. You know that, big task. When the money's on the table. You know it. Ain't nobody better, man. And there's no one better in the league. Vibe says, hey, LV, man, what do you think about Yabu, man? Jeez, this man isn't, listen, I'm going to talk about that, Vibes. I'm glad you brought that up. Tony says, Jalen Brunson is playing, letting the league know I'm the best player in the league, hands down, respect. Agreed, man. Agreed. Question I have for you guys before I play the captain right here. I'm going to bring him up. Question I have for you guys. Would you rather hit the shot to silence the crowd, or would you rather hit the shot to make them cheer? Which one are you? Let it be known in the chat. All right, let me bring up the captain right here. Brunson, man, he's the man, man. He is the man. All right, let me bring up the captain here. I appreciate everybody coming through Rock with me tonight, man. On this Thursday night, man. on this Thursday. Let's listen to the captain right here.
Be one of the more satisfying wins that you've had in a while.
Yeah. Man, I was garbage the start of the game, and then my stint in the second half was garbage as well. I want to thank the Lord for Tyler Kolek for playing the way he's playing and saving me. We found a way to win this one.
Brunson, you shoot a shot, it's short. You dribble off your foot. Obviously, you were hurting out there, and then when the game's on the line, you come away with the victory ball.
Yeah, very similar shot to the one I shot earlier, around like the 30 or 40 second mark. I'm comfortable going that way, and I knew that I was going to have another opportunity. And after the missed shot and the turnover, and I think the missed shot before the turnover, so I'm just happy the ball went in and became with a win.
I remember you saying early last year, before he really played, that Tyler Kolek was an NBA player, and you were really impressed with him. What's been the difference, though, in him that you've seen over the last several weeks?
Him just staying ready. Now, he works as hard as anyone, and I mean, this dude's always in the gym, even on blackout days. And I take pride in trying to be the only one in the gym, and then he's right there with me. And he works so hard, and so he has the ability to stay ready because of his work ethic. So it's the world may be surprised to it, but we knew this is what he was capable of.
I think you're being modest. I see him as an extension of you. He's been watching you, and his game is so similar to your game.
Yeah, I mean, if you went to Nova, maybe it would have been a little better than me, but yeah, he stuck with Marquette.
Well, the championship game in Las Vegas was one of the special wins, but this one has its own special feeling about it. Thank you, Jalen.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Really wasn't.
That's why he's the captain. That's why he's the captain. You hear those words, man. You hear what he's talking about, man. That's why he's our captain. You see the way he uplifts his teammates. He knows he's the man. Like, he doesn't need to kind of feel like, I'm better than. He knows who he is. He's the guy. He's the captain. He's all NBA, whatever. He knows that. But the way he uplifts his teammates, the same way he did the same thing about at the Emirates Cup, right? The same thing tonight. He's letting it be known who Tyler Kolek is and how he saved the team today. And because of him, he's not even talking about the game-winning shot. He said automatically, I play like hot garbage. He's telling you. But he's identifying how well his teammates played. Then he's uplifting the kid, talking about how great he's playing, talking about how he's an NBA player, talking about how he lives in the gym. All these great things he talks about regarding Kolek. See, it's those little things that people don't realize that really make a team whole and really help guys pull out victories like today. Because only a team that's close-knit can pull out a great win like this today. Only a team that's close-knit. Not a guys that are back there fighting and arguing and talking about who's the man and worried about their next paycheck and whatever. Like, this team's not thinking about that. They're thinking about winning and coming together as a team, the brotherhood. That's why it's so important who's in that locker room. And more importantly, who's leading that locker room. This guy sets the tone, man. And it trickles down to everybody else. And so it's just great, man, that he's sitting there, he's endorsing this guy and saying how well of a player he is, how he's in the gym, all these great things that he's talking about regarding Kolek, man. This is true leadership, man. True leadership. Well said by the captain. Well said by the captain. All right, let me get here in the chat, man. Once again, I appreciate everybody coming through here, man, rocking with me. It's truly appreciated. Also, too, if you guys haven't done so, please hit that like button for me. You can go back out and just log in and hit it for me really quick, man, or go down to the bottom. You guys know how to do it. Just, hit that like button for me. I truly appreciate, man. I appreciate you guys coming through and rocking with me tonight. It is truly, truly appreciated. I can't say, thank you enough. Happy holidays to everybody, man. It's great to be here, man, rocking with y'all, man, especially after a great Knicks win, right? So it was great. Okay, Big Task says Tyler's going to shock a lot of people in the playoffs. Listen, I agree, man. I agree. But you know what, Big Task? This is where he's going to be able to shock people, like how he's playing now. Building that confidence. Because then when you get in those moments, Big Task, they don't feel big anymore. They just feel like you're playing a game. because you have so much experience. The only way you get better, the only way you're able to become a better player is you got to play more. But how do you play more? You got to be able to gain the trust of your players and gain the trust of your teammates and teammates. Sorry, gain the trust of your coaches. Like all those things. That's how you're able to do that. And as long as things are tight in that locker room, when you get out on the court, you're okay. And so that's the thing. But he's got to do it more. But you gotta kind of go through the journey, man. And that's what this season is. The season's a journey. And so he's getting better with each game. And he's gonna have some stinkers in there too, but that's okay. Learn from that. One thing that Mike Breen said during the telecast, which I thought was fabulous, he stated, Tyler Kohler said, I'm fighting for my life every day. He said, Tyler Kohler stated to him that as easy as it is to get in the league, it's harder to stay in there because I have to earn the trust of my teammates, my coaches. I have to do that in order to get on the court. It's not easy to get on the court, man. It's not. It's only one ball. It's only a certain amount of guys making a certain amount of paper, and the dudes that's making the real money are the guys that's going to play. So when you get out there and you get your opportunity, you got to take full advantage of it. There's no better place and no better person to really signify that than Deuce. Deuce has proven that, right? So when Deuce signed that contract, I believe it was 3 years, $9 million or $10 million, something like that. A lot of people felt it was underpaid, and Deuce took the money because remember he was in the same position Tyler Kohler's in. So when they traded IQ and RJ, they gave Deuce that deal. He took it because he was like, yo, man, there's no guarantee that I'm going to have a spot on this team next year. So I got to take this money right now and work my way up towards where Deuce is right now, where he's going to get paid coming up to the end of the season, right? So this is where Tyler Kohler is. He's at the same crossroads as Deuce. But he's doing the same thing Deuce did. The same thing Brunson just stated. Kid is always in the gym. Always in the gym. And that's the key. Like, when you see guys like even Akporte, like he came out today, he didn't play well. Like Jameson played way better than him. And other guys coming in the game, like Diawara, like all these guys. It's not, all right. You don't earn playing time tonight. You earn playing time on the practice court, right? When you're out there practicing, you're working on your game, that's when you earn those minutes. Because you got to show and prove to the coaches that when I go out there, I'm not going to be like a deer in headlights. I'm going to know what's going on. I'm going to know what I need to do. And I'm going to do it with some confidence. Like I believe in myself and I know where I'm going and I know the plays. I know how to play it because I've rehearsed it millions of times in my head. And so tonight I saw a couple of guys coming out there fumbling, bumbling all over the place. And I'm like, yo, man, this is your opportunity to show the coaches that I need playing time. But instead, you guys are out here fumbling, bumbling. Whereas a guy like Kolick was not. You know what I'm saying? So certain guys like Diawara, they got to get back in the gym, man. They got to work on their game nonstop. Follow the same blueprint as Kolick. Follow the same blueprint as Deuce. Same thing with Akporte. He's another guy. Looks like he's fumbling, bumbling. I'm like, yo, dude, come on, man. You got to be ready to go. Because when you get your opportunities like tonight's your time to really shine. And so when you think like, when you're at the gym, when you're at home chilling, you shouldn't be home just relaxing on video games, whatever. You need to be in the gym, man. In the gym 24/7. You need to be sleeping in the gym. Because when your time comes, then you explode onto the scene. And then it's hard for the coach to sit you. Because you're having great results out there. You're making an impact. So now you become part of the rotation. But you can't do that if you don't put in the work. And the work comes when no one is watching. Brunson just mentioned it about Tyler Kolick. So that's when he knew the kid was going to be okay. He was going to be fine. And now it's showing right now. The more playing time he gets, look how much better he's playing with the playing time that he's getting. And even with the little short stints of playing time, he's getting busy. There's a reason why he's getting busy, man. Because he's in that lab. When them other dudes just sleeping and relaxing, eating bonbons, or down up there in the heights with Sims getting his hair braided, playing around with the Spanish mommies up in Washington Heights. They need to be out there focused and locked in. We know where Yabusele is. He's out there on Eastern Parkway eating a whole bunch of Jamaican food. That's why he can barely jump. They need to be in the gym. See, them dudes ain't doing that. The magic's in the work, right? Sorry, LV just went on a tangent, but I'm just saying, you see it out there, man. You see it. The magic's in the work, man. Get in the gym and work on your game. This Grover says, like what Tyler said, it's hard to get into the league. It's even harder to say, agreed, man. This Grover agreed. Mike Breen said it. Mike Breen said he's fighting for his life every day because he knows, man. He knows. He can get traded next week and that be it. They can ship him off to Memphis and he's at the bottom of the bench. He's on the G League before he knows it. He's on the next flight overseas because he can't make it in this league. That's how quickly it happens. So when you get an opportunity like tonight, when you know the top dogs is going to be sitting down and resting, and this is your time like a guy like Akporte, take full advantage of this. You see, Jameson did. Jameson's out there getting busy. Guy's showing he wants to play, man. So now it's hard to kind of keep those guys on the bench. So then perfect example, when Mitch gets in foul trouble or whatever, first guy he's going to go to is Jameson because Jameson played well. Jameson, come on, let me get 5 minutes. All right, cool, no problem, coach. And then he goes out there, gets a block, gets a rebound, a dunk. He's like, yo, we got to keep this kid out there a little longer. Then next game, he does the same thing. Then next game, then that's what happens. This league is tough, man. This league is tough. This show says, I saw a comment on Reddit that hit the nail on the head. Tyler Kohler played basketball like he has a bird's eye view of the court. Look at that. This Grover dropping gems. Dropping gems from Reddit. Big Task, you got to put Big Task. Agreed, man. Agreed. You got to, man. You got to. Them dudes just out there fumbling, bumbling, man. I'm watching. I'm like, what's wrong with these guys, man? Not even so much Brunson and them. I'm not, they're going to have tough games. Whatever. I don't care. Kohler or Kohler. I meant to say Bridges or OG. Like, it's okay, man. Those guys have been playing great. Like, it's no big deal. But I'm speaking of the backups. When them dudes come in, they got to be ready to go, man. Now, I was really disappointed how Akporte looked, man. Like he gets perfect passes in the paint. He can't finish. I'm like, what are you doing, man? It looks like he hasn't been working on his game. That's what it looks like. He doesn't look like a guy that's ready to go. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Same thing with Dadier, right? He looks shaky, right? Same, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Like, as much as you want to get upset at the players, you also got to get upset at the scouting department, right? Who's scouting these guys when these guys are coming out? Who's drafting these guys? Because there's other guys that are getting drafted and they're going to other teams and they're producing, right? So, so once again, what's the scouting department like? Is it weak over there? Don't guys have a good eye for this thing? Because they haven't done well in the draft. They haven't been drafting well. Prior to that, I thought they drafted really well. Of course, with getting Grimes, Obi, getting, of course, RJ, IQ, right? Those guys were legit, right? They're really good pros. So I thought they did really well there. But as of late, I don't know what's good. I thought they did good with Deuce, but Deuce is part of that regime, right? So, but after that, the Dadier, the Koliks, and, the Akportes, and, they're just dropping the ball here, man, with certain picks. Tony says, games like tonight we constantly lost with Tibbs. I've seen enough from the Coach Brown. Best move this year for the Knicks. Listen, Tony, man. So look, great point, Tony. Tony, great point. Great point. Great toe point. Great point, Tony. Awesome point. Oh, what's going on? Lionel Monas, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Hope all is well with you, sir. Also, happy holidays to everybody, man. It's almost Christmas, man. It's almost Christmas. Lionel Monas says, Tyler Kolick has arrived. Kolick chaos, man. Kolick chaos. Eric Green says, home wins are great, but silencing the home crowd is something special. The captain has done it so many times, yo. Isn't he, right? Isn't he, Eric Green? That boy is cold-blooded, man. Cold-blooded. And here's the thing, right? You know what he's like? I'm gonna tell you what he's like. He's very much like a power hitter, like a guy like Barry Bonds, or even, of course, the guy behind me, Aaron Judge, or Juan Soto. Guys like that. If you guys know baseball, it doesn't matter if those guys are 0 for 3 for the night. If it's runners in scoring position, it's the bottom of the ninth, you walk those guys. You do not give them a pitch to hit. They're too good of hitters. Because if not, they'll hit the ball out of the park. You know what I mean? Like outside old stadium. That's how good of hitters they are. So no matter if they had a bad night or not, you do not give them a pitch. You walk those guys. Always. Because they'll make you pay. That's who Brunson is. He's the cleanup hitter. Right? Which is most of the time in baseball, the most clutch guy, right? So I don't care how bad he played tonight. It doesn't matter. Rick Carlisle made a big, big mistake. You take the ball out of his hands, man. You do not let him get to his spot. And then you got two cracks at it. Because remember, like he said, Brunson said 30, 40 seconds earlier, I missed the same shot. So when you're that good of a player, you know, like, okay, if I get another opportunity at that same spot, because that's his spot, I'm knocking that down. I'm knocking that down. So it's the same thing with a power hitter. You may get a fastball past him, a certain pitch, but he says, yo, if I see that pitch again, I'm knocking it out of the ballpark. And if you're a smart player, a smart coach, you're not going to give him that pitch. No way, because you know you dodged the bullet. They dodged the bullet with 30, 40 seconds left. They gave it to him again, and a great player is not going to miss that. And it didn't hit the backboard. It didn't rattle, and it was the bottom of the net. That's how you know he knew, like, yo, if I get back to my spot, I'm going to make it. Because I knew where I know where I missed it at. Is there anybody better in the league? When the money's on the table, when the game's on the line, is there anybody better in the league? I don't think there's anybody better, man. I don't think there's anybody better. And I think right now he's solidifying himself as first team All-NBA and definitely in the MVP conversation. He's solidifying himself, especially with how well the Knicks are playing. He's solidifying himself, man. There's no one better, man. There's no one better in the moments. Nobody. Vob says, that's crazy that Kolek and Brunson plays well together. Listen, man, I think Mike Brown has found something here. I think he has, Vibes. That chemistry that they have is they're kind of feeding off of each other. But you heard Clyde say it, right? Clyde said he's kind of like your protege, right? He kind of like, he kind of plays like you a bit. He does, but I think Kolek's a better passer than Brunson. I think Brunson can pass when he wants to, but he's too much of an assassin, man. He's too much of an assassin. He's too much of an assassin, man. You know what I'm saying? For him. So I don't know, man. But I don't see the similarities. I think Kolek's got his own deal, you know. Guys, let's listen to Mike Brown, man. Listen to Mike Brown had to say tonight about tonight's game. Let me see. Let me pull that up here. Listen to the head coach. Let me hide that here. 1 second. Hope everybody's doing well tonight, man. Getting ready for Friday, man. It's almost TGIF. Everybody's out here grinding, man. It was nice today. This was nice today in the city, right? The weather was cool, man. Weather's changing up. I mean, it's still going to be cold, but you guys know what I'm saying. A little warmer today because the last couple of days it's been freezing, right? It's been cold with that snow front coming in. Freezing, man. It was cold in the city. Now it's kind of like a little bit better, man. It was pretty nice today. All right. Okay, let me bring up the coach here. Hey, man, Mike Brown is, I said it before, man. I'm going to say it again. He's kind of like wearing on me, man. I kind of like his choices and his decision-making and stuff like that. I think he's doing really, really well. Let me make sure I got this all lined up here for you guys perfectly here. We're good. All right, cool. All right, let me put Mike Brown on here, guys.
Even back when I first got here, I talked amongst our group. I said, hey, man, Tyler might have a chance at this thing. And for me, the biggest thing for him was just knowing who he is. He works his tail off on everything, but he was working his tail off on shooting a three. and I just didn't want him to lose sight. He can score. I'm telling you, he can flat out score. I didn't want him to lose sight of that ability because, in my opinion, he could do it at a pretty high level for a young guy. And it's not about the 3-point line. If they give you the three, take it because he's good enough and confident enough. Plus, he works at it hard enough to be able to shoot the three. And then on the flip side, I said, you're a small guy, and I'm not comparing all small white guys with each other when I give TJ McConnell as an example. But I say, hey, look, this dude's been in the league for 30 years, and it's because of his toughness first, especially defensively, all right, and then his ability offensively to understand where his strengths are. And I said, if there's anybody in this league that you need to take a look at, it's him. Because you have a superpower offensively. You can score. You got a second superpower, which is you can pass. Okay, you have some quickness too. And you got a good feel, but defensively, you got to develop a superpower for your size, and you got good feet. Now it's about using those and being physically tough every single possession, which is what he's been doing.
The game the other day doesn't count.
You think I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that?
What's that?
Comparing the white guy thing, yeah.
No, you're right.
Okay.
I'm not a fan. Everybody thought
You're not a fan?
I'm not.
Oh, I shouldn't have said it.
I said
No,
I'm not
not
offended.
Oh, you're not a fan? Oh, good. Good. Okay, you're white too, so okay. All right.
Listen, great breakdown by the coach. I mean, I don't really care about the white thing. I mean, I know. To me, you play ball, you play ball. You're nice, you're nice. You stink, you stink. It doesn't matter. I don't. I think him and McConnell are totally different players, but whatever. What he said there to me at the whole soliloquy, which I thought was great, the breakdown about Tyler and how well of a player he is. We knew, right, guys, that the biggest thing for Tyler Kolek, what he needed to do in order to get on the court, is he had to play defense. We knew that. Guys, we've talked about it here. We said he can't defend, right? He can't defend. He can't get on the court. The athletic guys are destroying him, right? So what he's been able to do is get better defensively. That's how he's been able to get on the court. Who does that sound like? Deuce. So the defense is what got him on the court because he's able to fight, move his feet well, and now, because of that, now he can get busy offensively, which he come on, guys, he was Big East Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? These guys no scrub. He was getting busy at Marquette, right? So if I'm correct, guys, correct. I think he was first team All-America, right? Or second team All-America, something like that. But he was the man at Marquette. So offensively, he's not the problem. He can score, he can shoot, he can pass. We already know that, right? But Kolek chaos, you know what I mean? You see what he does defensively. He gets in the passing lanes. He's all over the place. And then offensively, the widgetry, he's on top of the passes, the shots, everything. That's the chaos because he just causes it on every angles of the court. That's what he's doing. So now he's finding his niche and where he can get in. And then the biggest thing, the most glaring thing of all of it, it's the fact that now you're not looking at situations where you can't play him. Now you can play him anyway now. So now he can get on the court. You can't say he can't defend because I thought he did a really good job on Nembhard today. I thought he did a really good job against those athletic guards over there with San Antonio. I thought he did really, really well with that. So he's proven he can do that. He's proven he can defend. So now, as he said, right? The rest is barbecue chicken. I mean, that's it, man. That's it. Now the game is easy. That's why you're seeing what he's doing. That's why that's why you're seeing what he's doing. In the words of Dick Grover, the magic's in the words of Dick Grover. There you go, man. There you go. So this is LV, man. I think Kolek's effort, he's confident and he plays the same every night. And yes, he was Big East Player of the Year. Yeah, I know that, but I thought he wasn't your guys. Dick Grover, you would know. He was first team All-America, right? Or was he second team All-America when he was at Marquette? I'm trying to remember, man. But he was getting busy when he was out there, man. He was getting busy when he was out there. Tony says, give Coach Brown Coach of the Year right now. On great words, Tibbs, take notes. Yeah, Tibbs is, I don't know where Tibbs is at, man. Tibbs is over there in Boston, man. He over there in Boston giving him the blueprint on us. Right, two-time first team All Big East. This Grover, I could have sworn wasn't he All-American this Grover? I don't know why I thought he was first team All-America or second team All-American coming out of his senior year. Because I think he stayed there for all 4 years, I believe. Tony says, yes, he was. Okay, so Tony, he was. Right. See, yeah, I knew that, Discover. Yeah, he was second team All-American. That's what I'm saying. Yo, come on. So the kid is nice. The kid is nice. So this is, come on, man. Remember, it wasn't a shock to everybody when Brunson was doing what he did in Dallas. He was Big East Player of the Year, and he was National Player of the Year. He was first team All-American. You know what I mean? So Brunson was no scrub at Villanova. He was the guy. He's the best player in college basketball. So, you know, when you come out, these guys don't forget how to play, man. You just need a place and an opportunity to do that. But the biggest thing, guys, right, that you have to understand is when you come into the league is you got to find your space where you fit. You got to find your niche because not every team is going to have the right perfect fit for you. So you got to make sure that wherever you go, you find out what the team needs and you can do that to your best of your ability. And then start to sprinkle in the stuff that you can do. And then it pretty much takes on, you know, a life of its own. Oh, my man, Ant Knicks Nation, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. If you guys haven't done so, please subscribe to my man Ant over there on Knicks Nation. They do big things over there. Big shouts to you, sir. Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Kolick, shame on Tibbs. Yeah, we've been saying that, man. We've been saying that. But Knicks Nation, he has been coined here. The new name for Kolick is the Kolick Chaos. That's what we're calling him over here on this show. The Kolick Chaos. Yeah, shame on Tibbs. Yeah, come on, man. Tibbs. Shame on Tibbs in a lot of areas, man. A lot of areas, man. Guys, do you agree? Because I've been saying this. Do you agree that if we play Shamet and Delon Wright in game 1 and game 2, we win that series and we're off in the finals and could have beat OKC last year? But Tibbs, man. Ah, boy. So look, it was no surprise that he got canned the way he did. See what Mike Brown is doing. And this is, guys, listen, what we were screaming for last year, it was the same stuff. Obviously, we found out in the end, the same stuff Leon and them was screaming for. And Tibbs just didn't want to do it because he's stubborn. Right? So now they got a guy in here that's going to follow suit and going to make things happen like that. So now you're seeing exactly what it is. That's why we're winning these games. He's using his bench. He's being smart with the players. The matchups are fabulous. I would have never thought to play Kolick and Brunson together, right? But once again, this is why these guys are getting paid millions of dollars. He's listening to the coaches. They're telling him this is a good matchup, and him and Brunson are feeding off of each other. And we still haven't seen Deuce. I would love to see Kolick and Deuce in that second unit with maybe Josh out there or Shamet or whomever. You have the big cat out there for that second unit. I think that would be fabulous. Right? So, it's good to see, man. It's really, really good to see. But you got to give really, really a lot of kudos, man, to Mike Brown, man. He's come here and changed everything. Excuse me. He just has. He's changed everything, man. You got to love what you're seeing from this team. You got to love what you're seeing. But I think that a big part of this, we already know how good this team is. They got to the NBA, to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. So it's easy. It's not hard. You drop the ball on this, you got to really, really, you're really a terrible coach. But guys, remember, I said that. I said, listen, it takes a blind person to come in here and just fumble what this team is. Right? We're ready to go. So you just need a guy to come in here, change up some things, and steady the ship. And that's all he's doing. All he's doing is using the weapons. That's all he's doing. That's all he's doing is using his weapons. That's it. It's not hard to figure out. It's not hard to figure out what he's doing. He's using his weapons and using it the right way. And then making certain adjustments that we didn't even think he would make to put certain players in certain positions. Like once again, I would have never thought to play Kolek and Brunson together. I would have never thought that. And then the minute that he's giving Shamet, right? How well Shamet's playing. Before he hurt his shoulder, Shamet was on a heater. But I'm not surprised because he was on a heater going into the playoffs last year, and the Tips just didn't play him. Let's look at the captain here real quick. Let's take a look at that shot. It's just cold-blooded, man. Let's look at this shot right here, man. Let's turn the volume down, man. Look at the shot, man. Let's look at how he sets him up, man. This is vintage Brunson. Sizing him up. From the same spot. Water. Come on, man. Cold-blooded. Same spot that he missed the other joint. You never give a player like that 2 opportunities to see a shot like that again. He missed it earlier. You gave him another chance. He said, oh, man. And now he's looking at the court. Look at him. He's looking at the court. See how he's scanning the court? And he's saying to himself, yo, ain't nobody going to double me? Y'all going to give me this? Look at Carlisle. Look at him. He ain't even, you see him up there, right? He's not going to send a double. They going to let him operate by himself. Look. Water. That's what he does, man. You never give a guy like that 2 opportunities like that to see the rim like that, man. You got to blitz him, man. You have to. You got to get the ball out of his hands. And I don't care how well Nembhard played today. He can't guard Brunson. Brunson's been cooking his food and eating his lunch, wrinkling his school clothes since 2 years ago. He's been cooking this kid. Can't guard Brunson. You guys think they're tanking, you think? They try to get a top pick? That's probably why he did that. He's tanking. They're tanking, man. That's what they're doing. They ain't slick. Look at Tony says, wins like tonight only build confidence, closing games and coming back being down by double digits. Tony, you know what it is, Tony? It's not even so much being down double digits, Tony, because they were down double digits against the Spurs. And I thought they played well against the Spurs. It's just the Spurs had spurts where they were knocking down shots and we weren't. But I thought we played really well against the Spurs. Tonight, we played like straight dog. You know what I'm talking about, Tony. Like, we played really bad. Like, it was ugly. Because what was the score in the first half at one point? What was it, like 20? Wasn't it like, I want to say it was like 9-18 or 9-20? Wasn't something crazy, right? Like we just looked bad tonight, man. We looked like we was out partying still. Major hangover from Tuesday night, excuse me. So that's the thing with tonight, Tony. It's a great point that you made, but I want to add something onto that, and that's the fact that they played terrible today, Tony. So to win games like this when you're not playing your best is what really solidifies like championship teams, because that's how you're able to gut a win out and really get a nasty W, because that's what it was, a nasty win, when you're not even playing your best. And that's when all that stuff comes together and you guys start believing in each other. And then you start believing too, Tony, that, we can beat anybody. We can't lose. And once you had that, guys kind of start playing out of their mind. Guys start playing way better. I was about to say they're the back of their trading card, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, you play, beyond what your stats say you're good at. Hence, like a guy like Josh Hart. He's been struggling shooting for the last couple of years. Now, look, he's out here banging threes left and right. Right? So I think that all the camaraderie is building together, man. And so I think that's huge. That's huge with a win like this. Tony says we played bad and had key starters out, and we pulled a W with that, with what we had, and that's huge. That gives the guys off the bench confidence and feel more part of the team. Salute to Coach Brown. Listen, well said, Tony. Well said. He won the chess game tonight. Checkmate to Coach. Oh, I like that. He does look like Jim Carrey. That's very well played, Tony. Very well played. Very well played. Listen, man, look, the reality is this, right? You know, wins like this are great, man. Wins like this are great. Anybody says they're not, insane to think that. And you need wins like this throughout the season, man. It's a long season, guys. It's a long season. And so you got to gut wins out like this. And then also, too, man, sometimes certain guys, they're out tonight. Cat's out. Guys aren't playing, man. They're on the bench chilling. And so to me, it's really, really important to make the most of everything, right? And so I think that that's important. And also to building the camaraderie, like I stated. Okay, let me see here. Let me give 1 second here. Okay. Yo, Yabusele was terrible tonight, right? Yabusele was terrible tonight, man. Terrible, man. He's yo, man. I you see, I'm running out of things to say, right? You see what's happening, right? He was a minus 14 tonight, man. I mean, listen, man. Like, I hope he's renting and he didn't buy anything. I hope he's not getting too comfortable in the city, man. I hope he's not, because I think that's the move they make. I think that's the move they make. I don't, I just I just don't see how you keep him around. I mean, he's not. I mean, he's getting $5 million a year. He's not contributing at all, and so I just don't know how you continue to have a guy around like that. That's just he's just. What did you say, Big Taz? He said it's a lemon, right? Yo, it's word up, man. That's what it is, man. I had a hoopty one time, man, a green joint. And it was like low-key a lemon. It was one of, like, I was in college at the time, man. I needed like a joint to whip around. But it was like low-key like a lemon, man. You know what I'm saying? Kept getting it fixed, and but you feel like you got bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? Because the car was like, it was a super hoopty. So I got it for maybe like $1,200, but I paid like $900 for it. I went over there and hassled the guy down. I was like, yo, let me get it for $900. I got $900 cash. He was like, all right, let's do it. Because I needed a whip. I was on campus, you know what I'm saying? So I needed to get around. But when you get those lemons, they cool for like a couple of months. Then you gotta and you constantly like fixing it. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And that's what this feels like. Feels like that. That's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. Tony says, LV, man, Yabo going to score 20. No, he's not. No, he's not. Come on, Tony, stop. No, he's not, Tony. No, he's not. Look, Ant says, yo, Ant, he played bad, right? Yo, Ant, it's bad how he looks out there, man. I'm being honest. He doesn't even look like an NBA player. Like, I'm being honest with you. And I don't want to do that to guys like that, because these guys got livelihoods. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, but he doesn't look like he belongs on the court, man. He does not look like he belongs on the court at all. You guys think I'm joking around when I talk about he's down there at Jamaican spot, you know what I'm saying? But he's probably down there in Brooklyn, probably on Eastern Parkway out there in one of them spots. You know what he's getting to, right? He's getting oxtails with the rice and peas, the plantains, the cabbage. He's getting all that. And then he's getting, you know, the beef patty with the cocoa butter on the side. Cocoa bread on the side. He's getting all that. I'm just, that's how he looks out there. He looks out of shape. He's turning the ball over. He can barely jump. He looks like he's playing defensive line for the Giants. That's how he looks. I don't know, man. They got to tell him, like, yo, my man, you got to get back in shape. Before you get back on this court, you got to get back in shape. And says, he's the free trial. You can't, yo, word up, man. He might be worse than that, man. Michael, I appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, Michael. But I appreciate you coming through, rocking with me and my crew, man. Big time win for them boys, 114-113. They go to 19-7 on the season. The captain, 25.7 assists with that dagger to end the game. And Tyler Kolek with another great game for him. Kolek Chaos, we call him here on this show. 16 points, 11 assists. Yeah, right? We would think, yo, that's what I'm saying, man. I don't know, man. I don't know how this. But here's the thing, guys. I think he's the person we move. But the question is for you guys. What do you guys think? Everyone's talking about who we should get, and I don't think we go after guards now. I think the way Kolek's been playing, I think you ride this, right? I think you go after a wing or another big. I'm hearing things out there, big shouts to Ian Begley over there. I'm hearing things about Andre Drummond. I don't know if you do that. I don't know if you go for Drummond. What is Drummond going to provide? He's not, he's older. To me, you just keep Mitch in there. You have Jamison, you have, Akporde. To me, you rotate those guys if you want to give Mitch a day off. I don't think you need Drummond. You need a guy like a Sadiq Bey, 6'8", athletic, right? If you can go out there and get him, cool, right? I talked about him the other day on my show, right? But also, too, maybe, you guys are going to scream at me, but if you can get Precious on the cheap, get him. He's a serviceable big. He's interchangeable. He can play. He can defend the 4 and the 5 and the 3s. He can defend all those guys. He's athletic. He blocks shots. He rebounds. He plays defense. He can finish around that Baja. So I'm just saying. So, to me, those are easy gets, and they're very low contracts. If I'm correct, I believe I've told you guys yesterday, I believe Sadiq Bey's only making $5 million. And I know Precious ain't even making $5 million. I doubt what's Precious making over there with the Kings. Let me look it up really, really quick, man. What's Precious making, man? What's Precious making, man? Look it up right now. Precious is making 2.5. 2.5 right now with the Kings. I'll make that move ASAP. ASAP. This Rover says Sadiq is making 6. I thought it was 5. This Rover. So but here's the thing though, this Rover. Just me thinking about it. With the Sadiq move, right? With somebody like that's getting busy because he's putting up numbers. What is he putting, about 15 up a game? About 14, 15 a game? I read the stats for you guys the other day. They're not going to want Akporde. They're not going to want Yabusele straight up for that. You're going to have to give them something. So who do you give? Do you give them that pick or do you give them like a Dadier? They're not going to want a Dadier. They're going to want that Wizards pick. So, because once again, they know the Knicks are going to want him. They're going to need him. He's not making much money. But remember, the money's got to work. So could you do that straight up? Or would you rather take a deal with Precious, who's making less? Right? I'm just saying. I would prefer Sadiq Bey, but you're going to probably have to give up a little bit more for Sadiq Bey. Right? So be prepared for that. Even though he's making pretty much the same as Yabusele, the Pelicans are going to want a little bit more for Saddiq Bey. You're going to say, okay, cool, we want that, but we also want to pick because we know he's going to help you guys get to wherever. So if you want him bad enough, right? So they might try to fleece the Knicks to get Saddiq Bey. This server says no, isn't going to give us Saddiq Bey for Yabu, young guy, plus young guys. New Orleans, okay, so this Grover, that's what I'm saying. They're going to probably want some picks, correct? They're not going to want young guys. They're going to want some draft picks. They're not going to want, right? Because they know he's going to help us win now, this Grover. So they're going to want some picks. This Grover says, like I said before, we'd be lucky to trade Yabu for 2 bottles. This Grover, you said that? That's a little expensive. Tropical fantasy. You gotta say 2 quarter waters, man. 2 quarter waters, then you know. This Rover, you're not lying, man. You're not lying at all. You're not lying at all. McCullough, Pacone, Yabu, and a pick for Saddiq. That's too much, man. That's too much. Plus, I don't know if that money matches up, Tony. I think that's too much. That's over. That's over what he, you know what I'm saying? You can't, Tony, you can't send out, because you got to think about their contracts. You can't send out more or get back. It's ill. It's all got to match up, Tony. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But why would you put McCullough in that? Why? They're not going to want those dudes. They're going to want picks, man. They're tanking. They're going to want picks. Look at Michael says Precious is the smart way to go money-wise. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think they might have to go, man. The reason why I'd say that's where I think they might have to go is because I don't think, guys, I just don't think that I want Saddiq Bey, but the Pelicans might be like, because they know the Knicks want him and need him to win, they might be like, yo, we want this plus this. You know what I'm saying? We could do the deal, but we want 2 of your picks. We want 2 of your first-round picks for Saddiq Bey. You know what I mean? Because they knew that's going to put the Knicks over. Because if I'm correct, Scott Perry's running things over there with the Kings, right? I think Scott Perry's over there. So that could be an inside deal, a move we can make, because he could probably do a deal with us straight up. Because he likes, guys over here. He's pretty connected over here with the Knicks, right? With Dolan and everybody, Scott Perry. So I can see where that could be. That's just a phone call. Like, all right, cool, I got you guys, no problem. You want pressure side, cool. What do you want to do? Yeah, give me that. It's okay, it's no problem. Give me Yabu and whatever. All right, it's okay. I don't need no picks for him. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? It could be something like that. So it's just something to think about, because I think that's the next move that we make. That's the next move that we make. I mentioned it before. I've talked about it, but I don't, I just think that that's kind of like where we're at as far as this team. And let's take the Giannis crap off the table. I've been saying it from day one. I said it. You guys heard it first here on the show. I said no to Giannis. No to Giannis. I said no to everybody. Big shouts to my man over there, Knicks Nation. I said no to AD. I love the team how we are, and let's run it back with who we got. That's what I said. You know what I'm saying? So I love who we have. Now, if you want to add someone to come off the bench and provides us some stability, I love that too. I love that too, man. I love where we're at. I love where we are. If we can get Saddiq Bey, great. I think he'll be awesome for us coming off the bench. And he provides the scoring and the much-needed size. He's 6'8". Right? So he's the same size as Yabu, but gets busy offensively. So that's what I'm saying. So if you bring in somebody like that off the bench that could score with size, you match him up with Cat or Mitch. So you have him opposite. You You have him opposite OG, with Cat in the middle or Mitch. Brunson at the top of the key and Bridges. I mean, that's beautiful to see. If Bridges is taking a rest, you're going to have Josh out there. But if OG's taking a rest, you can have Sadiq Bey over there with OG's spot, right? So he's interchangeable because of his size. I would love that move. This goes to Sadiq will be really great for chemistry too because of the Nova connection. Agreed, man. They all tight, man. They all tight. Remember, also too, he's from DC too. He's from down there. So him and Josh are cool, man. Went to the same high school as Josh and everything. So once again, this is, if they can work their magic, great. But once again, it's what the Pelicans are going to ask for. BQ from BK, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live, man. Big time win for them boys, 114 and 113. The captain with a dagger in that fourth quarter. 25.7 assists for him. Mikal Bridges, 22 points, 8 rebounds. And Kolik Chaos, 16 points, 11 assists. BQ says, yo, LV, man, we have a second coming of Jeremy Lin. I regret saying it in the chat that they had a spot for him on the Shanghai Sharks. Wow. Listen, BQ, listen, man, look. Don't be upset. Like, all right, a lot of people felt that Kolik looked shaky. LV even said it. I used to go back and forth with this over here all the time about the whole Kolik piece. You know this. I'll take full responsibility for the things I say. But you got to recognize and identify that the kid's getting the opportunity. He's taking advantage of this. And he's creating now the Kolik Chaos. That's what he is now over here on LV Live Show. Remember, I've given the names over here. Remember, the Flamethrower, the Big Cat, and now the Kolik Chaos. Mike says Precious and Brown's system will work. Precious was good in the open court with the Knicks. Hey, listen, Mike, look, man, I love Precious. I know he has limitations, but I think you don't need a guy to come in here and just try to be extra. You just need a guy to come in here and do exactly what Precious does. Now, what Sadiq Bey does is he can give you similar to what Precious gives you with the same size as Precious, 6'8", 6'9", but he can score the ball, right? So that's the upgrade. Because offensively, now you have another weapon out there, which we don't need, but it would be great to have another weapon, right? So you get Deuce back, you get Shamit back, you get Sadiq Bey taking that spot of Yabusele, right? So now, offensively, you're extremely potent, right? Extremely potent. And so that will be a great fit, But if we have to kind of like, go the poor man's route, on on the sale rack in the back of the store, Precious is the way to go. I just think Precious is the way to go, man. I've been saying it for a while. You guys know that. And guys have been destroying me too. I've been getting destroyed for even mentioning Precious. Precious looking at me like, people looking at me like, yo, you bugging. Get this guy out of here. But I think he works for this team. I think he does. Once again, you got to think about what you can get with your money. All right, let me ask you guys, what are you willing to give up for Sadiq Bey? What are you willing to do? I'm hearing Andre Drummond out there. I don't know why, but there's obviously some rumblings out there. Maybe the Knicks are pretty much interested in him as well. Remember, Andre Drummond was a local guy. Mount Vernon, went to UConn, right? So maybe he wants to come back home, right? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, what are you guys willing to give up for Sadiq Bey? What are you guys willing to do? Because I'm telling you right now, the Pelicans are going to want something for him. They ain't going to want Don't get me wrong. They're not going to say, oh, we want OG Anunoby. They're not. They know they're not going to get that for Sadiq Bey. But they're going to want Yabusele and some picks. All you guys want to do that. Yeah, Discrover. I heard some. Yeah, I didn't agree with some of that neither, Discrover. I'll be honest with you. I didn't agree with it either. Some of the name, I was like, huh? I said that doesn't make. But Discrover, understand this. He's not pulling that from nowhere. That's coming from someplace. Discrover. Trust me, that's coming from someplace. So when he mentions that, he says that, you got to pay attention to that, because then that means he's hearing that they're liking these guys, and I don't see why. I don't see the mesh, right? And maybe because I haven't heard the Sadiq Bey stuff. That's just stuff I've seen out there, reports of people saying that could be a pick. I haven't even heard Ian mention that name. I don't even know if the Knicks in conversations. If they are, they might have picked up the phone. The Pelicans might have asked for a crazy number, and they hung up the phone on the Pelicans. So that might be out the window, that they're not even touching that. Because, the Pelicans might be asked for something crazy. You know what I'm saying? For Sadiq Bey. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Big time win for them boys. They escape Indianapolis with the captain's dagger. Beating the Pacers 114-113. Mikal Bridges, 22 points, 8 rebounds. What going on says, the Pacers have a golden opportunity to steal a trap game, but Brunson said, thou shalt not pass. Ooh, what going on, man? You watch Lord of the Rings? Yo, I watch Lord of the Rings too, man. That's my joint, man. I like Lord of the Rings, man. I watched all of them joints. Have you watched Rings of Power on Prime? Have you watched both seasons? Who here is Lord of the Rings? Who's down with that? That's me all day, man. What Gorn says, okay, here we go, of course. Yeah, what Gorn, that's what I'm talking about. Season 3 gonna be ill. Season 3 gonna be ill. Then you're gonna see how Sauron here, how he came to power, man. You're seeing it now. What going on also too? Look out for the they're also working on the what is it? Silmarillion, something like that. Silmarillion, like that's the story before everything, how everything started. How everything started. That should be coming out like another year or two. The Silmarillion. Okay, so all right, so here we go. Michael says Pelicans might not be ready to get rid of Sadiq yet, with Zion back healthy. Yeah, but come on. Let me see, man. What's the Pelicans? Pelicans stink, man. I don't care if Zion's back. The Pelicans won tonight. They beat the Rockets tonight. Man. But the Pelicans stink. They're 6-22, man. They're 6-22. They won their last 3, though. They stink. I think they're on a fire sale, man. Yo, Sadiq Bey had 29 tonight. 29. He went 11 for 18 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, 9 rebounds. Sadiq Bey led all scorers, 29 tonight, B. Yo, listen, look. Yo, what you guys want to give up for him, man? They gonna want some bread. They gonna want some bread for him, man. He had 29 tonight, man. And Kevin Durant played tonight too. Sengun played tonight. Their whole crew played tonight. Everybody played for them tonight. Everybody. KD had 32. Sengun had 28. Easton didn't play. He's got an injury to his left leg. Everybody played though. Reed Shepard played. Reed Shepard get busy. He had 11 points. I mean, the whole crew played. Eamon Thompson, everybody played. Everybody played. Clint Capella, Steven Adams, everybody played. And they still lost. Sadiq Bey had 29 tonight, man. Yo, they gonna want some bread for him, man. Because he's a hot commodity. And if they're doing a fire sale, they're gonna try to get everything for him that they can. And other teams, other people that are contenders are gonna be like, yo, we want this, we want that for him. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna do. You know they're gonna up the price. The question is, are the Knicks willing to pay that price? I don't know if they're willing to pay that. I don't know if they're willing to pay that price for him. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it, guys. Are you like, I don't know, man. I'm not willing to break the bank for Sadiq Bey. Other teams will, because they probably don't have a lot to lose. But we gotta be smart with our money here too, man. We gotta be smart with our money. So that's what I'm saying. That, but yo, he will be a great get, man. But I know the Pelicans are gonna because they're kind of he's putting up numbers. They're gonna try to bang you. You know that. Tony, yo, Tony, he's not garbage, man. You gotta know what he brings. You gotta know what he brings, man. He's not there to be scoring 20. Michael says they're gonna want something. I agreed. Well, Guan says, do you prefer Bey or Bey right now? Well, Guan, Herb Jones too expensive. Herb Jones too expensive. We can't afford. We can't afford Herb Jones. We can't afford Herb Jones, right? LV can't talk. It's late, man. We can't afford him. Herb Jones, what does he make, man? I mean, he's come on, he's prime real estate, man. He's prime real estate. 6'7", you know what I mean? 27 years old. Come on, everybody wants him, man. And he's making major money, man. He's got 3 years, $68 million contract. He's making way too much money. We can't afford him. You know what I'm saying? There's no way we can afford him. So that's why I say Sadiq Bey. But the way Sadiq Bey is playing, they're gonna want top dollar for him, man. Top dollar. It's true over here. That's what I'm saying. All right, here go Tony. Yabu Paku. See, I'm sorry, man. It's late, man. Yabu Pacome and Deuce for no way, Tony. Come on. No way we're giving up Deuce for him, man. No, Tony. Tony, no way, Tony. You good, Tony, man. See? Tony's getting late, man. It's getting late for you, Tony. Come on, man. Ain't no way we're giving up Deuce for him. No way. Well, Gohan says, you think they think that highly of him? I think he lost some of his hype over the years. Yeah, he had knee injury. But here's the thing, Wagwan. He's hot right now because of what he's averaging. Trust me, the Pelicans are on a fire sale. They're 6-22. So he's only making, I thought $5 million. Disc Grover corrected me and said $6 million, right? So he's not making that much money. So because of that contract, certain teams can absorb that contract and get that production, right? His production is what we know how good of a player he is, but he got a knee injury. He was out all last year with a knee injury. So, that brings your value down. So what he's doing now is upping his value. So a team can come out there now, go on and say, yo, we want Sadiq Bey. Pelicans be like, oh, yeah? What you willing to give up for him? Like, yo, we want this and this. Like, nah, we want 2 picks. And because a contender, someone that's in, like, I don't know, let's just say someone like the Heat. Or boom, maybe someone like the Nuggets, right? Are in need of a guy like that to come off the bench and produce. Because he can score with the best of them. And at his size, 6'8", they can say, yo, we want 2 firsts for him. or we want 1 first and a second. And we want the guy on the bench that, he's good, but he ain't. Right? They can do that. And someone will pay it. Someone might pay it because they might be, they might be, desperate enough to do it. To where they say, all right, cool, let's make the move. And they're like, all right, boom. That's, what I'm saying? They fleece you. Right? And so it was the same way the Knicks got fleeced for Mikal Bridges. He ain't worth no 5 picks. We know that. But they knew the Knicks wanted him. And so they said, all right, cool. We're going to up our price. And Knicks said, all right, let's do it, man. You know what I'm saying? So it was a Knicks tax from Mikal Bridges, right? And so they're going to do the same thing with Saddiq Bey. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Look at Tony. Deuce for Saddiq straight up. No way, Tony. No way, man. No way. Deuce is not moving. The only way I'm moving Deuce if we were getting Dante. That's it. That's the only way. If Dante's not involved, Deuce is staying home. That is it. LV don't think Saddiq will be more productive for us in the playoffs than McBride. Tony, it's not that, Tony. It's what Deuce provides, man. He provides something that we don't have and that we need. A top of the key attack dog to give those guards problems. And he can knock down threes. So it ain't so much the scoring that Saddiq Bey provides. What I'm saying, Tony, is get him and still keep Deuce. Right? That's the goal here because you want to still keep our team solid. So Deuce provides us something that we just don't have, and that's an attack dog at the top of the key to give any ball handler that's coming down pressure baseline to baseline. That's what he does. Yeah, but Tony, yes, we have Clarkson, Kolek, but they don't provide that. What Deuce does, Tony. Clarkson can't guard a cone, man. He can't guard in a cone drill. He can't guard that. So Clarkson's defense is Shamit's okay, but he's not better than Deuce defensively, baseline to baseline. He's just not. But he's good. He's a scrapper, but defensively, he's not as good as Deuce. So honestly, if you really want to be honest, outside of OG Anunoby, Deuce is probably the best defensive player. Then right after that's Mikal Bridges, but Deuce is right there. He's right after OG. So you need a guard that can really guard another person like a Steph Curry or whomever. You need that. Tony says, I think Saddiq will secure us getting to the finals and winning. Tony, listen, I think that would be a great pickup. But Tony, here's the thing. I'm not giving up Deuce for him. I think that's too much. I would give up a Yabusele and a pick. I would do that. But remember too, Tony, what's his contract right now? What's Saddiq Bey's contract? Is he signed for a couple of years? Because then you don't have to worry about, you losing him for nothing. What's his contract? $3-year, $20 million. He signed with the Wizards in 2024, right? So what is he in the does the deal kick in now? Okay, so he's in the second year of this deal. So he's $6 million, 6.1 he's getting. So the Knicks would have him for another year, for another season next year. He's an unrestricted free agent in 2027. So Knicks would have him for another year, right? So that's what I'm saying. I would do the Yabu and a pick because you would have Saddiq Bey for another year after this year. I would do that, man. I would do that in a pick. But so you got to be careful too, because then there's a chance you could lose him too after that. So you basically would have him for a year and a half. So you got to see if that works out. You know what I'm saying? I would still try to get him, but I wouldn't move Deuce for him. We just closed the gap with the Pistons. They lost to Dallas tonight. Yeah, Big Q. I'm not surprised by that, man. They're okay. They're good, but they're not. Come on, man. Are they better than us? Can they beat us in the 7 games? They can't, man. They're not. Come on, Dallas stinks this year. What's name's out for the whole year, right? Big man, right? Lively, right? Isn't Lively out for the whole year? I think Lively's out for the whole year, right? Yeah. Got a foot injury, man. You know, all them big men, they got foot injuries. You know, Mitch had the same issue. Ankle, feet, all these big guys, man. They always have issues with that. So he's done for the year. So they just got AD, and I heard they're trying to move AD. How much did what's his name have today? Who's the young boy out there? Cooper Flag. The Flag got busy the other day, right? How much he had? Flag had like 42 the other night. How much he had tonight? See, it's Thursday night, man. We won our game, man. I'm just up chopping it up with y'all, man. Love talking to y'all tonight, man. I'm about to get up out of here, but I wanted to kind of hide. OT they lost. Everybody's losing type ones today, man. We won ours, but everybody lost. Yo, Flag had 23 tonight. Flag had 23. Yo, he getting busy, man. He's starting to get busy now. He's starting to figure it out. He had 23 and 10. Cooper Flag did. Cade at 29. 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Yo, Cade shot 12 for 30 from the field. 2 for 9 from 3. Yo, my man, this whole Cade Brunson thing, they need to stop, man. He took 30 shots tonight, man. He was 12 for 30. Do they really think these guys can beat us? No, they have nobody on offense. I'm looking at their crew. They don't have nobody offensive. They got Levert. He's a bum. We know how he is. They got Tobias Harris. He didn't even score tonight. He's a bum. They got Duncan Robinson. If he's not knocking down threes, he stinks. Are you really scared about Jalen Duran? No. Amir Thompson or whatever. He's all his defense. He only scored 8 points tonight. They got Beef Stew. All he does is foul and hack. They still got Paul Reed. He's a bum. Yo, they ain't got nobody over there, man. They got Ivy. He's still coming back from his injury, but he ain't. And Ivy only played 14 minutes tonight. He ain't the same guy. Yo, you really think these guys can beat us, man? Cade played. Yo, listen, with Jaden Ivey and all them other dudes, Ronald Holland, right? Who I think is a solid young player. Cade played, you ready? He played 45 minutes tonight. Yo, there's 48 minutes in the game. Cade played 45 minutes tonight. So what that's telling you is that they can't take him off the court. They can't take him off the court. So they got shot 30 shots. Come on, man. Come on, man. They're highly inflated, man. Highly inflated. They're not better than us, man. They're not. Not even close. We're going to handle them boys, man. I'm not saying we're going to sweep them or nothing like that. We're going to take care of them, man, and probably 6 again. Knock them off in 6. Yeah, this Rover, 12 for 30. Yo, this Rover, that number's crazy. 12 for 30 shots. And he knocked down 12. What is that? What's that, 30%? Yeah, JB don't even do that on his. That's what I'm saying, man. Cade is good on a team that has no other stars. Listen, that's what I'm saying, man. But they don't have any other scorers. What made them dangerous last year was because they had Beasley and they had Tim Hardaway Jr., them dudes could light it up from the outside. They could shoot. And so that's why they were so dangerous last year. Because you got outside shooters that can knock down them threes, and you see what the three does, right? What it does to your game. So it just opens up things quick because you got them guys that are shooters. He don't have that this year. Duncan Robinson, all you got to do is guard him at three. You don't worry about him going to the rack. Beasley can finish at the rack. Tim Hardaway can finish at the rack. So you got to guard them for that. And plus, them dudes are great shooters. They don't have that this year. So I don't know how they got better. I mean, they got B. Stu back. So what? But then, come on. We ain't worried about no B. Stu. I don't know. All right, boys, listen, let me get up out of here. Listen, great time talking to y'all tonight. Listen, great win for them boys, 114-113. Knicks are now 19-7 on the season. I will be back tomorrow to discuss the Philadelphia Sixers game. We're on a back-to-back. So please come through and check out my show tomorrow. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. Right? Also, too, if it's your first time coming through rocking with me, please subscribe to my channel. Also, too, please leave comments because I do respond to comments. And also, too, listen, hit that bell icon when you subscribe to the channel to get all notifications for all my shows. All right, people, listen, I'm LV Live, and that's my show. I'll be going live tomorrow to talk about the 76ers game. So please come through and check that out. All right, big time win for the boys, 114-113. The captain with a dagger. And we are witnessing the colic chaos, people. We are witnesses to the colic chaos. Let's see if that continues tomorrow night. All right, listen, I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.